Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Your friendly wayward trucker is loaded, and I drove over here to this little um, service plaza on 95. Gonna wait traffic out. It looks pretty nasty out there on 287, so I figured I'll wait. I'll wait it out. Probably leave out of here about 8 o'clock Eastern, and try to get over either Barkerville, Pennsylvania, or over on the toll road in Ohio. We'll see how I feel when I get that far. Um, yeah, it took them. They actually got me out a little earlier than usual, but they got me out about 2 hours ago. I came over here, went in, ate dinner, and just farted around. Talked to Candy for a little bit. Um, she's on her way to Salt Lake. She's got a bunch of stuff she's got to do down there. She's got to deliver 2 loads, one tonight and then one tomorrow. And she's got to get a break in somewhere in between, and it's a mess the way she's got it running. Anyway, that's what she's doing. And yeah. So we head out here. It looks like the weather looks like it's going to snow in Cleveland tomorrow. But it doesn't look like it's going to snow much, according to what they say on AccuWeather. Of course, that could change. So hopefully we can get over there without too many problems. Without any problems would be nice. I got this place here. This is the last parking spot in here. I was lucky to get it. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. Vivian, you had asked about wanting me to talk about my mom and her driving. Mom started driving in the 80s, in the mid 80s, when there weren't hardly any women drivers at all. And I remember she went to a vocational driving school, which was kind of neat. She they sent her a book that was, my hand won't go wide enough. It's huge ass book. They had all the things in it she needed to know, as far as all the components on the truck, pre-tripping, all the rules and regulations. Of course, this was back in the 80s. We had totally different rules back then. And this was right before they came out with the CDL. Back then it was a chauffeur license. It was completely different back then. And not long after she got her chauffeur license, it switched to the CDL. So she was grandfathered into that. So all she had to do was retake the written test, which made it easy for her. But yeah, I remember as a kid, I was 14 or 15 at the time, and she would be sitting studying that book. I'd study with her. I'd be asking her questions, and so I learned a lot of the rules back then. Just helping her, and of course I never got to drive or anything, but back then, while she was learning, she did that for several months. I forget how long, and then she went to Waco, Texas, to the school for the actual driving part of the learning training, and I forget how long that was, but she spent several weeks there doing that. And once she had a license, she went to work. The guy she was dating at the time was a truck driver for a long time. Them two started team driving. We moved up to where my daughter lives now. Well, no, we moved to Dublin, Texas first. And we were there for just a couple of years. And and then we moved to where my daughter lives now in Cisco, Texas. Um, and they drove for a guy out of Cisco. They ran flatbed, and then when they split up, Mom stayed driving flatbed for a while by herself, which was which was kind of fun to watch. My mom's 5'2", 100 pounds soaking wet. And she's out there slinging heavy tarps and chains and straps and sideboards and all that stuff by herself out there. She never asked anybody for help. During the summertime, I'd ride with her, and I'd help her do all that stuff. So I learned flatbedding back then as a kid, as a teenager. And I didn't think trucking was really for me back then. I should have, because I love to travel, so. But I didn't think about it back then. I was too young and stupid. But, yeah, Mom did that for a while, and then she went to a, let's see, who she went to work for. She went to work for, I think it was Gainey for a while, I think. And then she went to work for volunteer trucking out of the volunteer state. Extra points if you could name the state. Which state is a volunteer state? Anyway, and then she got her first truck. Started dating another guy and bought a truck from his dad. His dad had several trucks. Actually, I think he gave her that truck. And then she driving for Central Freight Lines out of Dallas, Texas. And she drove there for a long time, and then I came along. And me and her teamed there at Central for a while in that truck. And then she bought the Volvo, gave me that truck. And I ran the wheels off of it. And she ran the Volvo. She ended up on a dedicated run that she was on for a long time, running San Angelo to Fort Worth to Dallas, and back to San Angelo. Or maybe it was San Angelo, Fort Worth, and back to San Angelo. Anyway, nice little dedicated. And she ran that every day. She did that for a long time, until she had a stroke. And by then she had sold her truck to a buddy of hers that worked there too. He had his own truck there too, but she sold it to him, and she was driving another guy's truck, another friend of ours, family friend. And he was in bad health and pretty much getting out of the business anyway. That truck was old and falling apart. And then she had a stroke, and that pretty much forced her to retire. So, yeah, she drove for, I think it was 35 or 36 years. I don't remember exactly now. Never had an accident. The closest she ever came to an accident was she blew a steer tire. She was out west somewhere. She blew a steer tire and managed to keep it on the road and upright. Got it stopped. She said it was a close thing. She nearly ran off out the median, but she managed to get it stopped and not roll it or anything. Yeah, that's kind of one of my biggest fears is blowing a steer tire. Which is why I'm real picky about my tires. Real picky about my tires. You blow a steer tire and you lose control of the truck in a hurry. That's a lot of weight landing on the ground and jerking the steering wheel out of your hand, and you got to try to fight it back. Try to keep it upright and out of the ditch. A lot of people can't do it. A lot of people roll their trucks, and rolling the truck is a good way to get killed. So that's my biggest fear. So I take real good care of my tires. Um, yeah, that's a totally preventable thing. I mean, you take care of your tires, you'll never have to worry about it. I mean, unless you run something over, you should never have a blowout. Uh, yeah, I mean, you may have a flat, but as long as you're checking your tires every day and watching what you're running over, you may have a flat, but you should never have one that explodes on you. I mean, I've had them explode on trailers. I drove for Central, them company trailers. Them tires were junk all the time. And, on a set of doubles, those things, they wiggle waggle down the road. So we call them wiggle waggles. Wiggle wagon. And, they'll wear a tire out in a hurry. And sometimes they'll blow up. They get hot. But, yeah, I haven't even had a flat tire. Oh, God. I can't remember the last time I had a flat tire. I've had some that had leaks in them that I've had to get changed. But never had them, go completely flat on the road. That was a long time ago since I had one do that. Anyway. So yeah, that's the mom. She drove for a long time. Safe driving the whole time. Drove circles around many people. Back in the days when you still have a little bit of fun. But I remember her first truck she drove was an old Peterbilt. I think it was 379. I think so. And yeah, we. I mean, in summertime me and her would run onions or peppers from Las Cruces to Houston or to New Orleans. And whatever we can get a hold of to get us back to Las Cruces. We hauled utility truck beds one time. Had to chain them down. That was pretty interesting. I remember being down in Las Cruces trying to tarp a load of onions. When you got up, and I was just a scrawny little kid, and Mom wasn't any bigger, just smaller than I was. And we're trying to fight those tarps in the wind down there. Another driver, he just come out of nowhere and helped us finish that tarpon and disappeared. Never got his name, never got to say thank you or anything. It was kind of cool. He just jumped in and helped and then disappeared. But yeah, we appreciate the help. Yeah, those were the days. Anyway, I'm gonna get up here and grab a little nap before the traffic lets up and they get rolling. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning. Unless anything interesting happens. Y'all have a good night. Bye.